When I was growing up, my father told me, he said, "Son, if you find something that you love, and you do that for work, you'll never have to work a day in your life." I consider myself so privileged to be able to serve God and His people as a priest, and doubly so because I'm at Our Lady of Fatima Parish in Sudbury with so many wonderful people, especially the Phelps and Jim and all the rest. In our readings during this Easter season, especially in the first reading, we've been hearing from the Acts of the Apostles. And what's painted for us is a picture of the early church. And we can sort of begin to feel and see in our mind the joy and the love and the excitement which they had for their faith, which was growing so quickly as they extended the good news of Jesus Christ to their families, to their friends, and to everyone whom they met. In our reading today, one thing stands out above the rest from the first reading, and that is that sense of unity which was in the early church. No one held what they had for themselves, but rather they placed it at the good and the service for all. Friends, there are so many things which seek to attack and to undermine our unity. But there's one thing above all else which will strengthen us. And that is the love that we have for God. That is our personal desire to grow in holiness so that we can love God better and to serve the people that He's placed around us even better. There's that spiritual work of mercy which says that we must bear wrongs patiently. Friends, when we bear wrongs patiently and we forgive, we can be sure that the unity which we're called to have as Christians is strengthened and protected. Because our enemy, the devil, wants nothing more than for us to be in disunity, for us to not bear love to the people who are around us. In our gospel today, as our Lord was talking to Nicodemus, He said, "The wind blows where it wills, and we don't know where it came from or where it goes." So it is for us. God has placed a call on each one of our hearts. God, we don't know where this call came from. We don't know why He chose us for some particular good and didn't choose other people. But when we recognize these calls, we need to be filled with love because we're sure it places us in His service and at the unity of His people. But more than this, we don't know what the purpose of our fidelity always is. For instance, we have received the gift of great faith, and we know that this isn't a weight which pulls us down, but rather a balloon which lifts us up. But we don't know what our merits. We don't know that the graces that we're winning by our good deeds, we don't know to whom those are going to serve. Even if we're having a bad day, even if we're stuck at home, we can be sure that if we're doing these things with a Christian spirit, one of great love, that God is going to use these graces and these merits that we're winning for the good of others. So for this reason, we always need to strive to be faithful, regardless of where God has placed us, because we don't know that the good that this is going to be for others.